Named after the former chairman of the MRC in the early 2000s and the father, of course, of the current CEO of the Australian Football League. It's the Evergreen Turf John Dillon Stakes, listed level 1,400 metres. Lakeside last year it was Coast Watch, Richard and Will Freedman, Damien Lane. Prior to that, Ayrton, 5th in an oar, Gentleman Roy, 2nd in an oar. So there can be a bit come out of the John Dillon, especially when you see at the head of the weights. The one in attrition, he's got the 61 to deal with first up. We've had 3 winners in this race, Ben. Previously Carry 60, Blazejowski, Reparations, and a Caulfield Cup winner first up in Southern Speed.
Yeah, he's got plenty of weight and he generally improves with a run over a bit further, but he's the class horse of the race. And how's he returned, Amy?
Well, I actually expected him to have a bit more condition on him than what he does have. He's definitely more forward than what I was expecting. He seems very happy, this horse. He is an entire. I always take his attitude into account, but he seems very obliging, very happy here. He's come back in good shape. 2,
Zeus Sensation, a scratching. 3, Regal Zeus. The Lord Stakes winner has got a primo set up from 1, and with how Caulfield is playing.
Yeah, so he's the one that has been best suited by the scratching, because it looked like Zeus Sensation would just sit off him and maybe would be sharper at 1,400. But with that horse out, Stapati out, Aztec Ruler out, he maps to get complete control from the front. Probably a little bit of a quirk that he's only 1 from 7 at 1,400. I do think he's a better horse at the mile, but this setup is just so good for him. If he jumps well, finds the front, he's going to be awfully hard to get past.
He looks fantastic. He's just in such a nice, sweet spot. I think the gap between runs, he's on the fresher side. This horse used to be an absolute deal on race day. He's matured so much. This is as good as I've seen in parade.
For Cafe Millennium became a winner in his first preparation at Lindsay Park. He arrived at Crichton's Creek with 1 victory under the belt. 2 of them, mind you, were at stakes level in the spring.
That said preparation, his first with Lindsay Park, was excellent. Right from his trial to all the runs, particularly up to 1,500 metres, maybe there was 1 at a mile which stretched him. His jump out couldn't have been any better. How forward is he, Amy? Because, look, the map is probably the concern. The jump out suggests he's come back as well as last prep, and if he's forward enough, he's the class horse here.
Well, he's a big boy, and he's another one that was more forward than what I was anticipating. I think the boys have done a really nice job preparing him for today, and I think that there's a fair bit of intent with what I'm seeing.
5, Stapati is out to the 6 in Aaron Bay, who most recently was seen in a hillside trial, won by Bossy Bonita and featuring Midwest. He was the next horse.
Yeah, I thought he trialled okay. The trial and his first up record suggests, Amy, that he'll be better with a run under the belt. He generally improves sharply second up.
And that's pretty much what I'm seeing too. He's fresh, he's having a good sweat, he's just slightly on his toes within normal limits, but he's going to take a lot out of today.
7, Aztec Ruler, 4th in this race last year, a scratching. 8, Extra 2. It was a return to form when runner-up in the Standish.
It was. She had the right run on the day, but it was encouraging to see. And she might be the one getting the right run here. If they're walking and Regal Zeus is a bit vulnerable late, she could be setting second or on his back, and maybe with her little turn of foot, she can show something here.
She's a lovely, kind, sweet mare, this. She's presented very similar to how I've seen her all preparation. She hasn't taken a step forward or back.
Extend those comments on Extra 2 to the 9 Contemporary, who really showed up for Lindsay Smith at a price in the Standish.
Yeah, much improved run at $101. I think that says a bit about him having the right run in the race. 1,400's a query. If they go back, it's a big query as to whether he's going to have the right run. He might be one you'd almost roll the dice and go and try and settle outside the lead.
Well, he's very fit now, so why not? You may as well put a little bit of pressure on Regal Zeus. He saddles up really good here, very similar to how I've seen him his last couple.
Gavin Bedgegood and Roll the Dice Racing with success in the Australia Stakes at Pakenham last night with Hedged. Here they present the 10 Hughes.
Might be ready to do something now, Hughes. He was among the best late last time out in an on-pace dominated race in the Kensington Stakes. He's had another jump out between runs where he's gone nicely. He's on the minimum here. He's drawn to settle closer. If he can hold a position, I think he can run a race.
He seems like he's handling the heat really quite well, this horse. He's just starting to break out in a little bit of a sweat, but I would say it has got significantly hotter out here in the yard in the last half an hour or so.
Froggy winning the race 10 years ago on Mighty Like. Lindsay Park with 2 runners, the second of them, the 11, Just a Deal.
Got a lot of time for Just a Deal. I think he's a really nice horse. My question is whether first up 1,400 settling midfield or worse is the day for him, or whether 1 run under the belt, mile, bigger track might be the time to be with him. But he's got the talent that it wouldn't surprise to see him win.
He's pretty forward as well. I do think he's a bit of a natural athlete, this horse. He doesn't usually get too big in condition at any point of his prep, and I think that he's here to run a race.
A stable with 2 runners in the John Dillon, having won the race twice previously with Grand Rosso and Gentleman Roy. Ben, your top four for the last of our stakes races on Caulfield's Australia Day program.
Flip these tips around from this morning. I thought it was a race in two between Zeus Sensation and Cafe Millennium, but after scratchings, I've gone with Regal Zeus, who just looks to get complete control from the front. I think Cafe Millennium is potentially the best horse. I love the jump out. I'm just a bit scared of the map for him. Likewise for Just a Deal. I don't know where he gets to. Hughes next best. But Regal Zeus maps to find the front, use his fitness and be hard to get past. I think Cafe Millennium's come back as well based on his jump out. Amy, who are you with from the mounting yard?
Well, I'm Team McArdle as well here, Ben. Regal Zeus on top for me. Looks great. He's just a lovely horse. He's matured so much mentally. I always talk about his attitude because he used to be an absolute peanut when he was younger, and he's just got better and better with more racing and more experience. It's as good as I've seen him today. Not worried about dropping back in distance. He is on the fresher side and looks great. Do you think Just a Deal has been presented here to run a good race too?
OK, Regal Zeus here is your favourite. Geez, there's some good betting moves here at the top of the market. Punters getting involved late after watching them in the mounting yard on a hot day. I like this. So with that, we got Regal Zeus, $3.50, and he's been solid and really popular all the way through the day with sports bet punters. Now, Cafe Millennium, he's got a race against the grain. Majority of horses have sat up on speed. They have made ground, though, earlier in the day, but not late in the day. He's $3.70 and tightening up now in this small field. And Just a Deal's been a good shift to $3.90. So the top three is where the money is at. And Just a Deal look like being your market mover, the 9, the 11 at this stage as they're starting to settle. $8.50, Hughes is nice and safe. Outside of that, plenty of value here, punters. Just a Deal's been a good push late since mounting yard and runners out on the track. Who do you like? Cafe Millennium, Regal Zeus, or the blowout down the page? Chances are you're about to lose. For free and confidential support, call the 1-800 number or visit the website.
Well, Jack, Extra 2, she's been such a good, consistent mare. A black type win on her CV would be very fitting here.
Yeah, it would, Amy. Mean the world. She's placed multiple times and very consistent. She's a solid listed Group 3 mare, and we're really trying to get that win. So hopefully from the draw, which we should land in a really nice spot box seat, just behind John McArdle's horse, who has drawn to get a sweet run with its normal pattern. But hopefully we can be right on his coattails.
She can be pretty versatile. She obviously got back quite a fair way last start. Are you going to ask her to begin and put herself there, or do you think she'll naturally do it?
Well, hopefully she's naturally there. All we said to Harry was just travel with the bit in her mouth, fill her with confidence, and then go from there. So if that is a length or two behind where we would like her to be in a perfect world, only based off how the track's playing, so be it. But generally when you leave it to her, she tends to finish off better.
Sometimes horses can be deceiving from a mounting yard point of view, but she seems like an absolute darling from where I stand. What is she like to train?
Sweetheart, yeah, very straightforward. Yeah, she's very loving, a pleaser. Everything you ask of her, she does, and does willingly. She's very easy to read at home. If you could have a barn full of those, it'd make your job a lot easier.
It makes the job enjoyable, doesn't it?
Yeah, it certainly does, yeah. And when they run to that level as well, it makes your faults show less.
Good luck.
Thank you.
We're going to head up to Matty Hill to call the action of the John Dillon Stakes.
So really interesting race, even though we've had scratchings, which has changed the complexion of the race completely. Cafe Millennium is the final one forwards. Cafe Millennium, a winner of 3 races at 1,400 metres. 1 from 5 fresh goes in and they're set. The listed Dillon Stakes, and they're set at the 1,400. All clear, racing, and Regal Zeus from barrier number 1 beat them out cleanly and leads by about 1.25 lengths in the early strides from Just a Deal, and also Aaron Bay. Contemporaries also racing hard out deeper on the track to almost sit outside the leader. Extra 2 back to 5th, then Attrition. Towards the back of the field is Hughes, second last, and 2 lengths Cafe Millennium. So the Lord Stakes winner Regal Zeus is the leader. 1,000 metres to go by 1.75 lengths Contemporary. And they're 2.5 lengths in front of Just a Deal. 2 lengths Extra 2, Aaron Bay, 2 lengths Attrition, followed by Hughes and last Cafe Millennium. 800 metres to go. So the leader Regal Zeus gets a mini breather by 2 lengths Contemporary, 1.25 lengths Just a Deal. A gap Aaron Bay, followed by Extra 2, the fence. 1.5 lengths away the inside Hughes, and then came Attrition and Cafe Millennium. Satellite 3 wide to start a run as Regal Zeus now put the foot to the floor. Coming up to the corner, 400 200 metres to go. Stole 2.5 Contemporary, then Just a Deal. Further back, Aaron Bay, who battles on only from extra 2, and behind them Hughes, Regal, Zeus. 200 metres to go. Still 2 lengths Contemporary, who's chasing hard, then Just a Deal and Cafe Millennium. But Regal, Zeus, 100 metres to go, staving them off. Still leads a length and a half, and Regal Zeus with another winner. Regal Zeus by about a long head, Hughes, then Just a Deal and Cafe Millennium. Behind those horses, Contemporary, Aaron Bay, extra 2, and last Attrition.
It looked tailor-made for Jamie Mott and Regal Zeus, and tailor-made it was. He adds another listed victory to this fantastic preparation where he's got it right on right days. Kilmore Cup, it was set up for him. The Lord Stakes very much was there to be taken, and similar job done in the John Dillon. Well done to John McArdle and all who've kept this guy up to the mark and continued to capitalise on favourable races. He has been so well placed. Great run from Hughes, similar Just a Deal, and what about the run of Cafe Millennium first up, who spotted them a fair bit, even prior to where we pick up the head-on shot. He has zoomed home and he looks like he might continue what he did in his first preparation for Lindsay Park. All honours, Regal Zeus taking out the John Dillon. 3:10, 11:4, Ben.
Yeah, this race just, sometimes it doesn't work out, but other times it does, in that it just looked so set up for Regal Zeus after all the scratchings, and he was able to respond to the market expectation, respond to the great ride from Jamie Mott, who wasn't mucking around. It was great to see a leader where there wasn't much speed in the race, but still ridden to his strengths. He was ridden aggressively early, rolled along. They've run 1:22.59, quick time, nearly a second inside standard, and he was tough enough to hold off Hughes, who was well ridden. That's the type of run, if you want to make ground from back in the field today, you need to be held up, slicing through them. And he's charged late. Just a Deal was good first up. He'll be better on a bigger track with the run under the belt. And I think going into the Black Book, Amy, alongside GG's Miss Truth as one of the better runs on the day was Cafe Millennium. Look, he wasn't as flashy late as Hughes, but he had to do so much work from so far back coming wide, which you haven't been able to do today. And I thought the run was outstanding from him running up to his jump out.
I just think Regal Zeus is such an underrated horse. He is an absolute beauty. That just takes his earnings to over $1 million. That's win number 11 from start number 32. He is an absolute beauty. He's been so well trained by John McArdle, who's over in New Zealand at the moment, but stable rep Danielle Smith is going to catch up with Nigel.
Danielle Smith is with us. What a beauty he is, Regal Zeus. Danielle, now 11 wins from 33 starts and $1 million in prize money.
Yeah, he's just an absolute jet. We wish we could have a stable full of him. It's always nice to have those elite Group 1 horses, obviously, but if you could have a stable just full of him, it would be just, magic.
Imagine it was a pretty short conversation with Motty pre-race in regards to tactics, and may have involved the use of the word scruff of the neck.
It was handlebars down, mate, handlebars down. So, very pleased, great group of owners. Well done to Mark, Regal Bloodstock. They're big supporters of the industry and us in particular, and we love this horse and we're rapt that he's won again.
Terrific job to win 3 listed races in the preparation. Well done, enjoy.
Thanks very much.
So they've run quick time here, 1:22.59. Standard time's 1:23.47. The track record's 1:21.2 flat. So only 1.3, Amy, 1.39 outside the track record. So yes, he was always going to get complete control, but Jamie Mott made sure he got complete control in the sense that no one was going to be able to sit outside and pressure him and give that eyeball pressure when you're rolling at that sort of speed. So he's done a great job, and he's held on to win by a head on the line, much to the delight of punters. It's been a double for Jamie Mott.
Jamie Mott joins us after his second victory of the day. The John Dillon Stakes, his and Regal Zeus's. Probably the shortest evaluation you've had to make on tactics in a long, long time, Motty.
Yeah, look, he's he's a pleasure to ride. John's done an amazing job with him from day one to here. He's just turned him into a lovely, consistent, on-speed galloper, and very rarely does he let you down. And it was no different today. He looked obviously to get the run of the race on the map, which it played out that way. And when that plays into his hands, he's got a good kick and he can hold a good gallop. So I was really confident turning in. I went a bit early on him, but coming back to the mile, I thought he's got the fitness there, and we might as well use that. And he did a fantastic job.
Yeah, to that end, his 1,600 metre credentials, were you pretty keen to try and put the others to the test with where he's at in his preparation compared to them?
Yeah, well, I said it just in the mountain yard before. I was like, if I go too steady and hold up, Cafe Millennium will probably out-sprint me. And if I get him rolling and I'll have a good enough time to do that, then obviously it's going to play into his favour. He's rock hard fit, and I thought if they're chasing, then he's not going to stop. They might peak chasing him, but good effort, great job by John McCall. Sorry, because we brought him back in trip from the Kilmore Cup and he failed. I think he had a tough run on a heavy track, and he just gave him that little bit extra time today. This start in between runs to coming back to the 14, and when I galloped him Tuesday, he's like, this is the first bit of work he's done, and I literally couldn't hold him. So I was like, well, at least he's fresh enough that I'm confident he'll run a big race, and he was fantastic.
3 times the temperature it was at Kilmore today, but the same result. Well done on the pair of wins.
Thanks, Nige. Cheers.
Looking back at the Dillon Stakes taken out by a Regal Zeus, and the key point on the Sportsbet replay, Simon Marshall, we've got Craig Newitt here back in the field on Hughes. But this is where, at the 600-metre mark, Jamie Mott, we heard him say on Regal Zeus, he's coming back from a mile, he was fit, he couldn't go too slowly. You've got to get going, get on your bike and take the speed out of the horses in behind, and he just got it right.
He's the natural leader, dropping back from the mile of 14 on a fast track where you can't make ground late in the day. Stop it right there, please, Zed. Look at Froggy. He's going back to the inside going, hello. Extra two's just shifted off Contemporary outside the lead. It's going to capitulate.
But does he go this way?
No. He's just going to roll back on top of
Go that way, or does he have to come back out here?
Well, here he has to switch across heels because he thinks he's going to get cut off. And then he comes back to the outside. Now, just a
There's
Beal.
a gap between here too, isn't there?
Yeah, just a Beal. Now watch Extra Two come out outside of Contemporary. Froggy's going, any chance you blow for I can drop off, please, Harry Coffey? He doesn't. Cafe Millennium, he misses the, well, he just can't get into the race too far back with Celine Gaudry. Froggy gets out late. Look at that. See Jamie Mott just drop the balaclava? He stole it. He pinched it, called the cops.
One thing I did see was as they went past the post, Craig Newitt was shaking his head. I reckon he was screaming at himself.
Swear jar,
Yes.
swear jar. It was one that got away. Benji won't be happy with that. But he zigged and he zagged. What was he meant to do?
It's a game of inches.
I love you for that.
We're going to take a quick break. Back soon with more here on Racing.
Hoorah!
Not ashamed, now I said it. Tell you how I feel, and every little reason. California sunset, something you believe in. Say all the things you wanna say. Memories will melt away. Your life's gonna change, you might not remember. It's real, it's real. It's the one.